Hey, we're back on the show, all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. I've got a real treat in store for you. I'm joined by Atilano, who is just an amazing, amazing individual that has written a new book, The Latino Leadership Playbook. And we love to talk about people that are making a difference, especially in our community. So, Ref, thanks so much for joining us. Please give us a little bit of background about yourself. Are you based in Chicago?
Yes, I am. Thank you for joining or thank you for having me. I'm based in Chicago. I'm born and raised Chicago. My grandparents came here from Mexico in the '60s, and four generations later, we're all here, and I'm first generation professional, college student, etc. So yes, a Chicago guy at heart and in life.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on everything. So, your new book, The Latino Leadership Playbook, what's it about and what prompted you to write a book? I know it's really, really hard work. I've been through that exercise before, so it's no fun.
That's right. Bottom line is, I've been in corporate my entire life, and up until the last couple of years, I really got involved in the Latino side of things. Even though I'm Latino, but it's just kind of started coming up lately. But one of the key figures I've seen is, Latinos are 20% of the population and growing, but only 4% of us are in senior leader roles in corporate America. And being a senior leader myself, I'm like, I've gone through the battles and I've failed, but I've also succeeded. And how great would it be to share these insights, the roadmap, right, the playbook, if you will, for all the rest of the Latinos, and not just Latinos, but really all underrepresented populations who didn't have that mentor, that guidance growing up because we had no kind of business or corporate legacy. And so I put together literally a playbook that shows you exactly what to do, what not to do. In addition, it's not just the world according to Ref, but it's really, I got over 55 contributors. So Latinas, Latinos, non-Latinos, some of the most influential and powerful business leaders across the world weighing in on what exactly to do to elevate your leadership in the workplace.
Fantastic. I'm chatting with the author of the Latino Leadership Playbook. That's Refugio, Ref Atilano, and really appreciate you sharing this. So, what is that core message that some of the most salient points that you want readers to take away when reading your book?
Yeah, number one, don't treat it as a book. It's a roadmap. It's a manual. It's almost like a Harvard Business Review for the underrepresented population, and going specifically Latinos right now. Commit to your leadership journey. Take your time with it. It's not meant to read cover to cover immediately, but commit to your journey. And work through it and work through insights and be bold and take shots and fail. But at the end of this, you will come out an impact player in the workplace. You will position yourself to be promotion ready, to be sponsorship ready, etc. So commit to the journey and use it to your advantage.
Totally. And you already sort of alluded to this earlier about the percentage of Hispanics in those senior positions. Obviously, you have quite the success story, but do you know the statistics about the percentages of Hispanics in executive level positions? And what do CEOs need to do to promote more Hispanics in these important roles?
Yeah, so I think it's a two piece question. One is, it is the 4% of Latinos in the executive positions, and the numbers are even at the director and senior director positions. It's pretty consistent, so that's why it's important to fill that middle management talent pipeline so we can get more in the C suite and board levels. As far as what CEOs can do, so really a couple things. One is awareness, right, of the numbers and a commitment to closing the gap on the numbers for Latinos and really all underrepresented populations. I'm really in this for everybody, but at the same time, Latinos, we have work to do as well. So one of the things I've done in my playbook is I've added a bonus chapter at the end, and in the chapter, it provides a great framework for the non-Latino. For the companies to plug into the Latino community. So, for instance, step one is understanding our culture, knowing that we're respectful, that we work hard, and that's where our focus is, right? But then in the workplace, help us blast through those barriers. Help us advocate for ourselves, help us be bold, which is very unnatural as for our community. And so, really important that corporations lean in on that from a leadership perspective, and then provide the access, the experience, the opportunity for us as we begin to develop in the workplace. So it's really a two pronged thing. One prong is the awareness and the support and the elevation by corporations using the framework I just described that's in the book. But secondly, Latinos, we need to show up bigger. We need to develop ourselves so we have talent that actually is attractive toward for companies to actually take us under their wings and do that.
Absolutely. It's a great read and something that's important. Like you said, it's not a book, but it's something that's for everybody. It's the Latino Leadership Playbook. And that's not just for folks in the Latino community, but I think one of the things that I just took away in this conversation is the opportunities and the skills and the talents that so many Hispanics bring to these senior positions. And CEOs should be reading this fantastic read as well. So as I look at the Latino Leadership Playbook, I see there's two areas that you touch on quite a bit: navigating culture scripts and developing leadership skills. Can you share some more explanation about those two areas?
Yeah, absolutely. What's interesting about, developing Latinos in all my research and just personal experience and talking to others as well is in order for Latinos to blast through that middle management role, we gotta address the Latino mindset. And I talked about those cultural barriers. Like I said, we're not comfortable advocating for ourselves. We're very family oriented, so we're not comfortable putting ourselves out there ahead of the team. Things like that. We're very deferential community as well. So if a boss, or leader says something, we just go with the flow and do it. In the workplace, you got to be a lot different. So step one is attacking the cultural script, so really the Latino mindset, understanding where we are today and where we need to be in the workplace and how we need to be in the workplace, and what does good look like in the workplace, right? It's very different for us, and so I spelled it out what to do and what not to do when it comes to these elements. So the thought is once you kind of get that mindset right and we know exactly what to do and how we need to operate, then step two is the true leadership skills, being a confident communicator. Things senior leaders look for: being politically savvy. Do you have a great executive presence? Do you know how to leverage not mentors but sponsors? Do you know how to drive that for your career? And do you know how to add value to your sponsors in return to provide impact and business value to them? So those are the things. Literally, this book is an all-in, one-stop shop. Everything you need to do to accelerate your leadership in the
Absolutely. Are
workplace.
there any anecdotes that you can share with our audience that you mention in the book?
Yeah. So personally, it's interesting. My leadership journey started, probably about 7 years ago. I was with a previous company, and I noticed everybody around me getting promoted, which was very unsettling, and I remember being very frustrated. And so I went to a senior Latina leader at the time. She reported to the CEO, and she's like, to be up here, you got to look the part and you got to act the part. And back then, my dress was just horrible. My image was off. It just wasn't good. And so I remember that same night, as an example of executive presence, she she said, "Update your wardrobe." So I went shopping that night, and for the next month, in my blazers and everything, everybody thought I was interviewing every day, which was funny. But I've worked on my executive presence. I've worked on my communication as a result of that one conversation, and so since then I have practiced, failed, but mastered in the end my leadership journey and my leadership skill set. And because of one conversation, one leader taking a chance and providing me a lens that I would have never seen, it was so powerful. So this book that I'm providing now is that same lens. I'm showing everybody the unseen for the first time, so you know exactly where to put your efforts.
Fantastic. That's great. And I hear that you are launching a workbook as a companion to this book. Can you talk about how this workbook will help readers?
Yeah, so the book is cool, but it's not enough, right? It's for me, it's about activating the insights in the book. That's the key. And so to activate the insights, I was going to create a companion workbook, but I actually just said, you know what, I'm just going to create the templates and put the workbook templates for free on my website at refugioatilano.com. I think if you go in the book section at the bottom, you'll see all the links to the workbook template. So bring your development to life. Write the stuff down. Prioritize where you want to focus every quarter. So take a couple of items out of the playbook and map that out. As you map this out, talk to your leader, talk to your mentor, your sponsor, your peers. Right, bring it to life, make it real, and make it part of your development, and keep growing quarter over quarter, year over year. And what you'll start to see all these capabilities built, and you'll start to be showing up differently in the workplace.
Ruff, really enjoyed our conversation. I know our listeners will really enjoy the book, the Latino Leadership Playbook. How can they find the book and how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So books on Amazon, oh, two places. One is on Amazon, of course. So please look it up there. If you're interested in bulk orders for, colleges and universities are starting to reach out and companies are reaching out. I can also give an intro book discussion to your company or your school, just to show you the power of the book, how to read the book, etc. Reach out to me at refugio@atilano.com or LinkedIn. You could connect with me on public. I'd be happy to support in any way possible.
And we'll link in the show notes as well. Ref, really enjoyed the conversation. Encourage everybody pick up a copy of the Latino Leadership Playbook. And Ref, can't wait to have you back on real soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Quick break, some commercials, headlines. When we come back, lots more small business jobs and entrepreneurship. You do not want to touch that dial. We've got a lot more in store for you after this quick break. Be right back and get down to business.